In this session, I am going to discuss about the classification of crystalline solids. Based on the nature of intermolecular forces or bonds, crystalline solids have been classified into four types: molecular solids, in which the binding forces are van der Waals forces. Second one is ionic solids, in which the binding forces are ionic bonds. Third one is metallic solids, in which the binding forces are metallic bonds. And fourth one is covalent solids, in which the binding forces are covalent bonds. Okay, let us discuss about molecular solids. Molecular solids are the solids which contain molecules as their components or constituent particles. And again, in molecular solids there are three types: polar molecular solids, non-polar molecular solids, and hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Okay, polar molecular solids are the solids which contain molecules held by polar covalent bonds or stronger dipole-dipole interactions. Polar molecular solids are soft and non-conductor of electricity. Their melting points are higher than those of non-polar molecular solids. Examples are HCl and SO2. Non-polar molecular solids are the solids which contain atoms or molecules held by non-polar covalent bonds or weak dispersion or London forces. They are soft and non-conductors of electricity. Their melting points are lower than those of polar molecular solids. Examples are argon, helium, H2, Cl2 and I2. Hydrogen bonded molecular solids. These are the molecular solids which contain polar covalent bonds or strong hydrogen bonds between hydrogen and more electronegative atoms like fluorine, oxygen or nitrogen atoms. They are soft solids or volatile liquids. They are non-conductors of electricity. Example is H2O. Second type is ionic solids. These are the crystalline solids which contain cations and anions held by strong coulombic or electrostatic forces. These solids are hard and brittle in nature. They have high melting and boiling points. They are electrical insulators in the solid state because the ions are not able to move, but they conduct electricity in the molten state or when dissolved in water due to the free movement of ions. And third type of crystalline solids are metallic solids. These are the crystalline solids which contain positive ions surrounded by and held together by a sea of free and mobile electrons. These free and mobile electrons are responsible for high electrical and thermal conductivity of metallic solids. Metals have luster, it is shiny nature and color due to the presence of free electrons in them. Metals are highly malleable and ductile. Malleability means metals can be made into plates or sheets. Ductility means metals can be drawn into wires. Okay, fourth type is covalent or network solids. These are the crystalline solids containing atoms of non-metals held by covalent bonds. Covalent bonds are strong and directional in nature. That means covalently bonded atoms give definite shape to the molecule. Hence, they are directional in nature. Covalent solids are also called giant molecules due to their bigger structure. They are very hard and brittle. They have extremely high melting points. They are insulators. Examples are diamond and graphite. Okay, graphite is a covalent bond. It is having an exception property, that is, though it is a covalent solid, it is a conductor of electricity and also it is soft solid. Let us know why graphite is considered as a conductor. In graphite, carbon atoms are arranged in different layers. Each carbon is covalently bonded to three other carbons, leaving one more electron free to move. These free electrons make graphite a good conductor of electricity. The layers in graphite can slide one over the other, and hence a graphite is a soft solid and a good solid lubricant. Lubricant means graphite can be used to minimize or reduce friction.